fought against the grooming gangs. But of course the truth is Tommy Robinson's in prison, not for that, but for contempt of court for the third occasion. But I mean, equally, there are people in Britain who think that Robinson is a political prisoner. That's the narrative that he's pushed out. That's how he earns his living, but it isn't quite true.
Would you accept Robinson as a member of your party? You quit UKIP over the association with him last time.
No. Look, Robinson has been to prison many, many times for many, many things. Mortgage fraud, passport problems, you name it. He's got his own campaign. We're a political party aiming to win the next.
Nigel Farage says he wants to mend fences with Elon Musk after the billionaire Trump advisor called for him to be replaced as Reform UK party leader. Just before Christmas, Farage told journalists his party was in negotiations with Mr. Musk, the world's richest man, about a potential donation. But come the new year, the relationship had soured, with Tesla boss Mr. Musk saying Farage did not have what it takes to lead the party. Farage suggested the snub was over a disagreement about Mr. Musk's support for the jailed far-right activist Tommy Robinson. Farage said he planned to repair his relationship with Mr. Musk during an upcoming 4 or 5-day trip to the US for Donald Trump's inauguration as president on the 20th of January. Of course I want his support. Of course I will talk to him in America in a few days' time. Of course I want to mend any broken fences that might exist, he said. I have no desire to go to war with Elon Musk and I'm not going to, and I haven't done, he added. I'm a huge admirer of him. I think he's an heroic figure. He repeated his belief that losing Mr. Musk's support would damage the party's chances with younger voters, because the tech entrepreneur was a cult hero figure and he kind of makes us look cool. However, Farage said he would not be moved over Mr. Musk's call to free Tommy Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon, who was jailed last year in October for repeating false claims against a Syrian refugee. The Reform UK leader said many of his American friends had only seen one side of the Robinson story and were unaware of Robinson's criminal record. He has been in prison many times over the years. Once he almost brought down a trial at which gang rapists were ultimately convicted, Farage said. He added that embracing Robinson would do Reform UK immense harm, and probably rightly so. However, Farage insisted Mr. Musk's backing was not crucial and suggested the falling out with the billionaire could benefit Reform UK in future. He added, the fact that I've stood up on a point of principle, even if in the short term it's to my detriment, in the long run may even work in our favor. Elon Musk, the tech billionaire and advisor to US President-elect Donald Trump, has recently intensified his involvement in UK politics, particularly concerning Nigel Farage and the Reform UK party. In December 2024, reports emerged that Musk was considering a substantial donation of $100 million to Reform UK, aiming to bolster Farage's efforts to challenge the Conservative Party and influence British politics. However, tensions rose in January 2025 when Musk publicly endorsed far-right activist Tommy Robinson, who had been imprisoned for contempt of court. Farage, seeking to distance Reform UK from extremist figures, stated that Robinson was not welcome in the party. In response, Musk criticized Farage's leadership, suggesting he doesn't have what it takes in calling for his replacement. Elon Musk's recent involvement in UK politics has sparked significant controversy, particularly concerning his interactions with Nigel Farage and the Reform UK party. In December 2024, reports indicated that Musk was considering a substantial donation to Reform UK, aiming to bolster Farage's efforts to challenge the Conservative Party. However, tensions escalated in January 2025 when Musk publicly endorsed far-right activist Tommy Robinson, who had been imprisoned for contempt of court. Farage, seeking to distance Reform UK from extremist figures, stated that Robinson was not welcome in the party. In response, Musk criticized Farage's leadership, suggesting he doesn't have what it takes in calling for his replacement. This public disagreement has strained the relationship between Musk and Farage, potentially jeopardizing the anticipated financial support for Reform UK. Farage acknowledged that losing Musk's backing could harm the party's appeal, especially among younger voters, but emphasized his commitment to the party's principles over financial contributions. Despite the fallout, Farage expressed a desire to reconcile with Musk, indicating plans to mend fences during an upcoming visit to the US for Donald Trump's inauguration. He continues to view Musk favorably for his efforts in promoting free speech on social media. Musk's interventions in UK politics have drawn criticism from various quarters. His recent comments, including suggesting that the US should liberate Britain from its current government, have been met with rebukes from European leaders and raised concerns about foreign interference in domestic affairs. In summary, the relationship between Elon Musk and Nigel Farage has become increasingly complex. marked by initial collaboration, subsequent public disagreements over associations with far-right figures, and ongoing discussions about the future direction of Reform UK. Nigel Farage has said he hopes to repair his relationship with Elon Musk when he travels to the US for Donald Trump's inauguration, after the two men had a bitter falling out this week. He also attempted to step up the pressure on Sir Keir Starmer over grooming gangs, claiming his Reform Party would be prepared to set up an unofficial inquiry within weeks if the government did not. At the weekend, the billionaire ex-owner called for Mr. Farage to be replaced as Reform leader in a very public spat over jailed far-right political activist Tommy Robinson. The row came just days after Mr. Farage called the world's richest man and close ally of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump a hero and said he was making Reform look cool. Hours after Mr. Farage praised Musk on live television, the tycoon declared, "The Reform Party needs a new leader. Farage doesn't have what it takes." He then went on to appear to endorse Rupert Lowe, one of the party's 5 MPs, as a replacement. Hitting back, Mr. Farage said he would never sell out. Amid rumors Mr. Musk was considering giving Reform $100 million, £80 million. He said, "Well, this is a surprise. Elon is a remarkable individual, but on this I am afraid I disagree. My view remains that Tommy Robinson is not right for Reform and I never sell out my principles." During a phone-in on LBC on Tuesday, Mr. Farage said that although Mr. Musk's support was not crucial, Reform would be weaker without it. He said, "Not having Elon's support would damage us with that younger generation because he kind of makes us look cool, so I'm being frank about that. And I am confident that whatever has been said, we can mend. I really think we can." He insisted, however, it would have been more damaging for him to have backed calls to embrace Robinson. He said he would travel to America for 4 or 5 days later this month to attend Donald Trump's inauguration and hope to meet Mr. Musk and repair their relationship. "Of course I want his support. Of course I will talk to him in America in a few days' time. Of course I want to mend any broken fences that might exist. I'm sure we can do it," he said. He also said his party would be prepared to set up an unofficial inquiry into grooming gangs if the government did not act within a few weeks. He told LBC Radio, "I honestly believe that through the police, through social services, through the last days of the Labour government, through the entirety of the last Conservative government, there has been a concerted attempt to play this down for fear of what it might do, for fear of being called racist. The irony is that the attacks themselves were racist. This was anti-white female racism. Of that, I have no doubt. His party would not be able to hold an official inquiry nor compel witnesses to attend." However, Mr. Farage suggested there would be a public outcry against those who did not cooperate. "I will have no difficulty in raising the money to do this whatsoever. We'll appoint independent ex-judges and experts," he said. "I won't have the statutory powers, but I tell you what, I think this would garner such massive public support that anybody asked to appear that didn't appear would look terrible." If you guys have enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe and leave a like. Much appreciated.